In here, guys, peace of Christ to all again. This is part 2 of this movie. And here we will see how the Muslims really, and even Muhammad himself, he tried to fool others. Like, love your neighbors as yourself. This is something Jesus Christ, he said. Wish to your neighbor what you wish to yourself, right? So, it is sound familiar for us, huh? Simply, if this is the teaching of Islam, why we cannot find it in the Quran? Why Muhammad saying something it's not written in his book? Did you get the idea? If this is something written in the Bible long before Islam, more than 600 years before Muhammad exists even, and if Muhammad, he accept this teaching and he is saying to others to do it, why it is not in his Quran? Love to your neighbor what you love to yourself. Show me where it is in the Quran. I challenge any Muslim. This is number 1. Number 2, do Islam and Muslims wish to their neighbors what they wish to themselves? What a big fat lie. We will never give speeches, and we will never do so. If I am a Christian guy, live next to a Muslim man, how Muslim man should treat me according to Islam? I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to give you my own experience about the Middle East. I will show you what the Prophet himself, he said, just to show you how hypocrite liars they are. We just heard him in the movie saying, wish to your neighbor what do you wish to yourself. Okay, let us say I am a Muslim and my neighbor is a Christian guy. What Muhammad, he said about wishing him something? Let me see. This is Ibn Kathir book. This is tafsir.com. This is an Islamic website, not my website, so nobody can say, you know what, this is not true, this guy is a liar. And even I'm going to post the link next to it. This is Quran, and this is Muhammad explaining his Quran. Chapter 9 verse 29, it says, paying jizya حتى يعطوا الجزية عن يد وهم صاغرون. Paying jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace. And you will see the Muslims, if you ask anyone about this chapter, Surah 9 verse 29, he will say this is a tax, just to show you how filthy liars they are. When the Quran say clearly this is not a tax, this is a sign of kufr and disgrace. It's in front of you. This is not me saying that. And to have more understanding of this, let us see what the explanation says. And feel themselves subdued, disgraced, humiliated. Do you see it? So your neighbor should be humiliated. Therefore, Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma. Who was the people of the Dhimma? It's mean the Christian and the Jew. So if your neighbor is a Christian or a Jew, you have to humiliate him. You have to dishonor her. You have to spit in his face morning and day and night. You have to slam his face. And we just heard him in the movie saying, wish to your neighbor what do you wish to yourself. Which neighbor? The Muslim neighbor. So Muslims should not ever honor the people of the Dhimma or even elevate them above the Muslims. You see? So it is not what they say always when Muslims say something to you. Ask yourself a very easy question. They are talking about me too, or this is only goes for Muslims? As an example, they will show you a verse in the Quran says, if a man killed one man as if he killed all mankind. And they will fool you with it. This is a verse speaking about killing a Muslim. If a Muslim kill a Muslim, he will be killed. But if a Muslim killed non-Muslim, he will never be killed. Muhammad, he said, لا يؤخذ دم مؤمن بدم كافر. لا يؤخذ دم مسلم بدم كافر. None a Muslim will be killed for killing a kafir, which means a Christian or a Jew or whoever. So when they try to show you something, ask yourself, is that really what it's mean? Is it about me, or this is only about Muslims? Muslims don't consider you as a human. This is why, because you are not a Muslim, you have to be humiliated. And listen, Muhammad, he said, this is not me saying that. Read with me. Don't initiate the salam to the Jewish and the Christian, and if you meet any of them in the road, force them to the most narrowest alley. Is that how you treat your neighbor? If you see him in the street, you humiliate him and force them to the most narrow alley. It's about putting him in the sewer line. In the old days, they used to have a narrow canal in for the dirty water, like a septic, like sewer line. So when you see a Christian in the street and you are a Muslim, your duty, you must do that. You must force him to the most narrow alley. You must put him in the sewer line, humiliate him. You see how the Prophet teaching is for equal and respect your neighbor and love your neighbor and wish to him. Do you wish to yourself to go in the sewer line? Do you wish to yourself to be humiliated? And in here, I will post the link next to it. You will see why Umar ibn al-Khattab, he humiliated the Christians when he attacked Jerusalem. The Christians, the women and men, the old men, not the fighters. The fighters are killed already. You can read it all. And this is all in Ibn Kathir, not in my words. It's not me who is saying that. So when Muslims say to us such a word, ask yourself, is that really what it's there? But you know what? I love to expose them. Let us continue in the video and see what they want to say more.